Energy is just something we take for granted. We flip a switch, our lights turn on, and every month we pay a bill that reflects how much energy we use. But how energy actually gets to us, the consumers, can be a little confusing. Do we have choices, or are we stuck with the system we have? Well, it turns out consumers have the ability to change the way energy works in their communities. But first, we have to understand how it's working now. It's important to know what kind of energy utility your community has. The first thing to do is take a look at your energy bill and find the logo. Next, take to Google. Spending just a couple of minutes on your energy company's website will let you know what kind of energy utility system your community has. But what does this mean? Most public utilities were established about a century ago. At the time, one large company would build the infrastructure and deliver power to thousands of people. States gave utilities legal monopolies in exchange for bringing them under regulation in terms of setting rates. Public utilities commissions were largely created for this purpose. This means that energy users in most states find themselves without the ability to make their own choices on where they get their energy. There are three primary types of energy utilities: corporate, cooperative, and municipal. Let's start with the one you're probably already familiar with because they serve the most people nationwide: corporate utilities. These utilities are commercial, investor-owned utilities that are classified as for-profit businesses. Corporate utilities are owned and essentially dictated by stockholders. The more stock someone owns in the utility, the more say they get in how it operates. Investor-owned utilities have a strong incentive to please and attract investors, which they do mainly by building large infrastructure projects like coal power plants. While the U.S. has only 240 IOUs, they provide nearly 75% of the electricity sales to ultimate consumers. In most areas, customers must receive electricity from their local monopoly utility at rates approved by the state's Public Utilities Commission. These rates allow utilities to make money to pay private shareholders. Traditionally, investor-owned utilities are vertically integrated, meaning they own all the stages of generating, transporting, and delivering energy. However, investor-owned companies are not required to own all the assets and offer partner or sell parts of the generation, transmission, or distribution process to other companies. On the other side of things, we have cooperative energy utilities. Energy cooperatives are independent, non-profit utilities that are owned by their customers. The cooperative members elect a board of directors that sets policies and procedures that the cooperative implements. Profits from the cooperative are then supposed to be returned to the members. Cooperatives serve 42 million Americans in 47 states. Because they were formed in the 1930s with the intention of serving rural America, 90% of which did not have electricity at the time, cooperatives are more prevalent in rural rather than urban areas. Although cooperatives sound more accountable since they're owned by the members they serve, they can be problematic. Many cooperatives have a long-term commitment to using coal and are reluctant to transition to renewable energy. Therefore, the managers of most electric co-ops oppose a wide range of state and federal policies to advance clean energy and fight climate change. However, not all cooperatives are coal-dependent. There are many examples of cooperatives across the United States that have committed and successfully transitioned to using renewable energy. In a municipal energy system, the local government provides energy as a city service, like water or trash collection. However, the governing structure of a municipal utility varies from city to city. Some municipal utilities have direct elections of their managing bodies, but in others, it is just a city department with no direct election. In those cases, Democratic control is evident because the city department is managed by the mayor and the city council, who are directly elected. The municipality is in charge of things like setting prices, billing customers, operating the local grid, and purchasing energy for delivery to the local distribution system from a larger system. Municipal energy utilities often have lower rates, which are set by a local government body. Rates are based on expenses of generation, operation, and purchasing power. A big difference, though, is that in a municipal utility, any leftover money is reinvested in the community instead of being returned to investors and stockholders. Not only are rates generally lower in municipal energy systems, but municipal utilities are oftentimes more reliable because they do a better job maintaining their local system and can respond faster to power outages. They also have the ability to better respond to energy demands and provide energy from renewable sources, such as wind and solar, focusing on what is best for the community. Essentially, in a municipal system, the community has the control over their own energy supply. They set the prices, control the supply, and decide what forms of energy are in the best interest of the people. This means that instead of doing what's best for investors, they do what the voters want. To learn more about how you can get involved, see Part 2 of this video. You can also visit www.communitypowermn.org.